Here's the uncomfortable truth. It isn't a sacrifice if you win. That's an investment into your life. We often talk about the things that you'll have to give up, that you'll have to sacrifice, that you'll have to let go of. And we use the term sacrifice because, well, you'll have to get rid of them. You have to sacrifice them, imagine if you were part of the Incas or the Aztecs. You're sacrificing to your gods to have the life that you want. So we have to sacrifice the unimportant to achieve the important, to achieve the valuable. We have to sacrifice the things that, well, don't matter. That on our deathbed, we aren't going to look back and go, man, that reel on Wednesday the 14th was fucking perfect. Just the best thing I ever did. That was worth wasting an hour of my life to watch that reel or see that meme or whatever it might be, or that one episode 14 of season 13 of whatever TV show you're currently watching. That just made my life. No, those aren't the things that are going to matter at the end of our life. And yet we have this thing of we cannot sacrifice the unimportant. We cannot fathom giving up these things that are so important. But even a year from now, or 6 months from now, are those things really going to matter? Are those things going to really, are you going to remember them and go, that was totally worth that investment of time? Because the most common answer that people put up, the most common excuse for why people claim that they cannot do what is required, especially when we're talking health and fitness, when we talk about building the body that's going to help deliver a better life, a healthier life, a longevity of life, is I don't have time. Well, you do. You're just choosing not to place it on the valuable things. You're choosing not to utilize it on stuff that matters. I had a guy comment on one of my videos the other day, and he was literally like, I don't have time. And I loved it because one of my other followers commented and he's like, don't have enough time, but have enough time to watch YouTube. Nailed it. Fucking nailed it. And that's the reality of it. And I've spoken about this before. We all have different definitions of time. That when I was younger and dumber and free to do with my life as I pleased, I wasted a shit ton of time. I used to spend hours in the gym, which was pointless. It wasn't necessary. You can get pretty much all of it done in about 45 minutes. 45 minutes of workout, 45 minutes of conditioning a day. That's all you really need. But I used to waste time, and I used to be like, everybody's got the same 24 hours in the day. And then I had children, and I realized that was absolute fucking garbage. It's not even remotely true. So much of my day is not my own because of my children. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. But it's true. We don't have the same 24 hours in the day. We have things that need to get done. We have requirements. We have all this kind of stuff. My son came into our room last night at about 2 a.m. My sleep is disturbed. My son woke us up because he wanted to get up at 4:30 this morning. These are things that happen. That time is not my own, but it doesn't mean I get to use that as an excuse not to do the other things that matter. As I said the other day, I include my family into my health and fitness. So instead of being like, oh, well, I'm going to not work out because I'm going to spend time with my family, no, I make it a family bonding thing. We regularly go for walks with my kids. My children have weight vests, not real ones, but little made ones, because they wanted to be like mummy and daddy. They're learning habits of these things. My son rides his bike, my daughter walks. She literally gets a pram, loads her baby into it and her bunny, and walks with a weight vest, just like daddy does. You're setting the standard, and you can have true family bonding time that will allow you to be a better man, that'll progress you forward. And look, I do like to do the walks on my own because I get time in isolation and I can push the pace. Obviously, my children are not going to walk as fast as I can. So on the days that they come with me, which is about 3 or 4 a week, I go heavier. On those days, I'm using the 30 kilo weight vest because I really want to crank it up. I'm looking to see if I can upgrade it soon to a heavier one again so that I can keep pushing that resistance. But I can bind the family time and becoming the best version of myself together. So I'm not neglecting my family, I'm not neglecting my health, I'm becoming the greatest version of myself, and I'm demonstrating to my children what a healthy life looks like. That's win, 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 win. That's how we stack wins. That's how you improve everyone's life, not just your own. That's how you lead by example. But people want to talk about how, all the things I'd have to sacrifice to be healthy. What about the things that you're sacrificing to not be healthy? Energy, happiness, confidence, health. Like, you shoving junk food into your face, pizza, alcohol, donuts, cake, ice cream, whatever the fuck your vice is, down your face and being like, well, I just don't have time, but I'm going to continue to do this. Well, at some point, time's going to catch up with you. At some point, those decisions are going to catch up with you. And you will pray to God. You will pray for an intervention. Well, you could have saved your fucking self earlier by making choices earlier. Because it's not a sacrifice if you win. You are not sacrificing things if you get the outcome that you are after. That's an investment into your future. And that's how people need to look at it. And look, I've been there. I've made the wrong decisions. I've spoke about it all the time. I've been the height of hypocrisy. A fat personal trainer, the most, in my own opinion, and I was that, the most disgusting version. Like, who the fuck respects that? And it showed massive disrespect to my clients, to my family, to my friends, because I couldn't walk the walk. But I'd talk the talk. I'd tell you how to live your life, and I wasn't doing it. And it cost me. It cost me money. It cost me clients. It cost me respect. And it nearly cost me my life and my health. I ended up in hospital. I ended up in Westmead Hospital for 5 days with a heart scare. Thankfully, it turned out to be nothing. Thankfully, it turned out that I was fine. But there was a severe moment there where I was like, holy shit. My daughter hadn't even been born at this point. My wife was 6 months pregnant. And I'm in hospital. And they're not sure what's going on. I literally got a call from my cardiologist and he's like, I don't care what you are doing right this second. You put it down and you go straight to the hospital. I will call ahead what hospital are you going to and I will get you transferred to the best cardiologist and cardiology unit in New South Wales. I was there for 5 days. I was 30. No, I wasn't even 30. I was 29 years old. And they were like, whatever you do, you are going here. And I was the youngest by like 40 years. You know, these old dudes in the bed, and it was horrendous. A couple of them died. And I'm like, what am I doing here? And the answer was, well, partly, not completely, but partly was reaping the rewards of my poor choices. And I am deadly fucking grateful for that. I am deadly grateful that I got to have that wake-up call so early on in my life. That didn't happen when I was, 50 or 60, and I'm not coming back from that. I got the opportunity, and I've had multiples of this, and I've spoken about this before, that I think God or the universe or the higher power or whatever you choose to believe in will knock on your door and give you a little nudge and be like, hey buddy, it's time to wake the fuck up. It's time to do something better. It's time to be the man you want to be. And if you don't listen to that, he'll keep coming. He'll keep knocking. And those wake-up calls will get more and more serious until you decide to do what is actually necessary. Until you decide that you're gonna answer the call and become the man that you know you should be. And I kept ignoring them. And it had to get so severe that I ended up in hospital for 5 days. I thought I was going to die. I thought that was it. I thought, here we are, and I've been pissing away this life with sedation. I've been pissing away this life with poor choices. For what? Some instant gratification? For some wine? For some pizza? For some ice cream? For things that, well, they don't really matter. Even a couple of days later, it's not like, oh, that was the greatest thing I ever done and I can tick that off my bucket list and I'm good to go. No. That's not how this rolls. That's not how this works. And this is the reality that we need to, start recognizing, that you need to start investing into your future. Because you want to talk about sacrifice, all the things that you'll have to sacrifice, all those things that don't really mean much, how you'll have to sacrifice time, money, effort. Well, for as long as you view it that way, you're fucked. You are. There's no other way to put it. Your world is fucked, because as long as you view it as a sacrifice, it's going to suck. You're going to hate it. You're going to be like, why am I doing this? No, you are investing. You are investing into your future. And not just your future, your wife's future, your children's future, the people that you serve, your friends and family, those who believe in you. You're investing into the future so that you can be the greatest version of yourself. That is why we do this. So you can elevate the game. It's not a sacrifice, it's an investment into the best thing ever. But, let's talk about sacrifice. Because every time you make the decision for instant gratification, for simple pleasures, for things that provide no long-term value, and people will argue with me on this, and I'm like, it doesn't provide value. It doesn't. It's not adding anything to your life. These things, especially if you're sitting at home doing it, especially if you're ordering it in, there's no value. There's no value in the junk food, in the alcohol, in those kinds of things, added value to your life. There just isn't. But you are sacrificing your future. With that choice, you are sacrificing your health. You are sacrificing your discipline. You're sacrificing being the best version of yourself. You're sacrificing energy. You're sacrificing the potential of tomorrow. You are sacrificing so much by choosing instant gratification now over long-term success. And if you can start thinking of it that way, and if you can start wrapping your head around it that way, I can guarantee you so much of your life will change. So much of your life will change for the better when you start considering it that way. When you start looking at it that those choices are a sacrifice of your future. Hell, you could even think about it as you're sacrificing your kids' future. Their future health and happiness. Because you're teaching them that choosing instant gratification now, a moment, as that classic says, which I always think is hilarious, but a moment on the lips, forever on the hips. You're choosing that tiny moment in time to enjoy, to be happy, quote unquote, versus your long-term happiness and satisfaction. That's what you're teaching them. But if you can teach your kids delayed gratification, if you can teach them hard work and effort, if you can teach them joy and pleasure and satisfaction in doing hard things for the sake of overcoming and completing hard things, my God, are you going to give your kids a head start? My God, are you going to give them a leg up in life? They'll be light years ahead of everyone else. They are going to rule the fucking world because you gave them the skills to do the work now. That they're not entitled to anything and everything without work. That you are showing them that the world is theirs for the taking if they're willing to put in the effort. they're going to dominate this world. They're going to achieve so much. Because all these kids think that, showing up is enough. That because they stepped foot on the field, they should win trophies. That participation is enough. No, you have to be good. You have to provide value. You have to win at life. These are the things. These are the separators. But it starts with you. It starts with you showing them what is truly possible. It starts with you leading by example. Remember, your children don't learn from what you tell them. They learn from your actions. They learn from who you are as a man. It's monkey see, monkey do. So you need to realize that those things that you think you're sacrificing for the future. No, you're investing into your future. There is no sacrifice, it's an investment. And to achieve your greatness, and to achieve the best life, and to have the things you want out of this life, it is going to cost you time, money, and effort. That's just a reality. But the sooner you accept that, the sooner you go, yeah, I'm all in for that, the sooner you're going to start leading the life that you want. The sooner that you can start showing up every single day and elevating your life to become the man that you want, to have the life that you want. And it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take time. It is going to take consistency. And it is going to take intensity. And probably more than you think it should. But that's also why you'll end up leading a life that most wish they could. That's the separator. And most people are too indoctrinated in their own belief systems that they can't even achieve it. I went out the other night with a mate, and some of his friends showed up, and we were talking about what I do, because they're like, you're in great shape. And we're talking about that. And he's like, I just don't even have time for that. I don't know how you do it. And I was like, you're literally single and work 9 to 5. There is probably no other point in your life where you will have more time and capacity to get this done. It just comes down to what you value and the decisions that you're willing to make, and what you are willing to quote unquote sacrifice or invest into your life, into your future. So if you're willing to start investing into you, investing into the life, your body, your physique, your kids' life, your future, their future, that you know they deserve, and click the link in my bio. Let's get you into demanding greatness. Let's start investing into you to deliver the life that you know you were deserving of. But it's going to take that first investment. Until then.